So I started my YouTube channel back in 2023 whilst working full-time in banking, and then 2 years later, I officially became a full-time content creator. I'm gonna share 3 of the biggest and most unexpected lessons that I learned on my journey so far. Some of these might really surprise you, and I know this because it took me almost 2 years of posting consistently every single week on YouTube to learn some of these lessons. My hope is that this will help you avoid those same mistakes so that you can not only grow faster on YouTube, but also just enjoy what you're building along the way. So let's dive into it. Good morning, guys. So I'm just grabbing some banh mi for breakfast before I start filming for the day. So I'm at like the city side of Da Nang, and my friends and I that I've met here, we have like this go-to cafe that we like to co-work at. And to be honest, I am gonna gatekeep this place for now because it's so nice, and it's so rare to find a cafe that's like really cozy to work at, nice atmosphere, good drinks, and isn't crowded or noisy or is playing like, you know, really intense Vina house music. So I was gonna film at the nice seating area outside of the cafe, but there was a group of Vietnamese uncles there just talking and chilling, and so I didn't really feel comfortable, and also like I think the background noise would have been a bit too much. And I found out that the cafe actually has multiple floors. So the second floor is apparently where some of them live, but the third floor is just completely empty, kind of like a storage space in a way. Like I see some Christmas decorations to my right. But yeah, I guess this is also where they hang out. There's like a table here, and they were like nice enough to let me use this floor as my filming space, so I didn't have to like move to another cafe. It's so amazing. Like honestly, Vietnamese hospitality is next level. They really just like take care of you so well here. They're just super chill about everything and super friendly and super welcoming. Yeah, it's nice. So the first thing that I learned is that no one cares about you being perfect except for you. And this used to cause me so much stress as a creator early on in my journey, because I mean, I started out with making self-improvement content, and I pretty much lumped myself together with creators like Ali Abdal and Izzy Sealy and all these other self-improvement creators. The self-improvement niche is very polished and put together, and I really felt the need to show up in that same way, because otherwise I wouldn't fit into the niche. I would have never thought to experiment with this vlog type format and to just yap to the camera and just be myself, because I felt like, okay, I wouldn't fit into the niche and I wouldn't be doing it correctly, when really there is no correct way of doing it. I didn't realize how much I was suffocating myself with the filming process, and it really made filming feel like such a heavy lift every single time. And I just pushed through with so much willpower and had to exercise so much discipline when it came to making YouTube videos every single week, when I really just did not enjoy the filming process. Now that I've started experimenting again with this vlog type format, it's like I'm really enjoying it, and I feel like it's so much more natural for me to speak to the camera. It doesn't feel like a burden, and I don't dread filming. And it all just stemmed from me releasing this need to come across as perfect to other people. And I know this comes from a very deeply rooted thing in me with the way that I grew up and things like that. And I'm pretty sure like a ton of you guys watching can probably relate to this too. It's like you feel like you need to show up as your best self all the time and seem perfect and like you have it all together. But I'm realizing now that it's okay if I have a strand of hair on my face when I'm filming, or you know, something's out of place, or if I'm not saying things in the most perfect way possible. Like it does not matter, and no one gives a shit except for me. But yeah, actually going back to the scripting side of things, I think this is a really important point to highlight. So I used to script word for every single YouTube video for the first like year or year and a half of my creator journey. And whenever I would film, I would memorize line by line and then regurgitate it back to the camera. And honestly, that worked well for a period of time, because back then I wasn't comfortable with yapping in front of the camera, and I also felt like, okay, I need to make sure that I recount these studies correctly, or I make sure that I have the right statistics and I'm not messing up these studies, because I used to talk about a lot of self-improvement topics. And so that did work well for a time, but then it was also extremely exhausting, feeling like I needed to perfectly script everything and say things in the most optimal way so that I can get my point across in the best way possible. But really, that whole process was just so exhausting to me, and I feel way better now just talking to you guys. And to be honest, like, you still understand what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you understand my points, and I don't need to say it in the best way possible and use the best words and be as polished as possible. And just to round up this whole point, literally no one cares. You don't have to be this perfect person online. We already have so much stress and pressure in our lives trying to have... Hi! Thank you. You came so quietly, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I checked I pray for finding it because
Oh really?
So,
oh
yeah.
gosh, thank you. So
Yeah, don't
sorry.
worry about that. Okay, I
Thank
put
you.
the
Yeah.
watch for you.
Oh, perfect.
Let's eat my chest of milk.
Okay.
Will you join?
Thank you so much. My salted matcha latte came, or salted cream matcha latte. This is like a thing in Vietnam where they like to put salted cream on top of like their drinks, and it's so nice. Like, it's obviously not good for you, and it's not something you should have every day, but oh my god. Ah, look at this. It's like a dessert pretty much. Yeah, you can see the salted cream on top. They give you like a spoon where you can just like dig it out. So I'm just gonna enjoy it for a little bit and continue filming. Okay, so back to my point. Basically, I wanted to round off this point by saying no one cares about you showing up as this perfect person. In fact, I think people really appreciate it when you can just show up as your most authentic self and show up as you are. And that actually builds a much stronger connection with your audience, and they feel like, you know, they have an insight to you as a person and not just you and your knowledge, because anyone can just come on YouTube and start yapping about, you know, I can help you achieve this desired transformation and I can teach you about this sort of topic, and look at me, I have all this credibility and look at all this free value that I'm giving you. But anyone can do that. And so the only thing that really helps you to connect with your audience and differentiates you from other people is you, the way that you show up as yourself, your personality, your values and your beliefs. And that was something that took me a really long time to learn. And so now I'm just, you know, releasing this need to be perfect. Like, it's still there for sure to an extent. Like, I've filmed a few takes of certain parts of this video so far, but I'm getting better at it. If you feel like filming is such a heavy lift for you and you feel like this pressure to show up perfectly online, just know that you don't have to. And by the way, if you are a small YouTuber and you want to grow faster, you want to gain clarity around your content, attract the right audience, and eventually turn YouTube into a sustainable income source, my Creator Accelerator program was designed to help you do exactly that. So if you wanted to find out more about it, you can check out the link in the description and also apply if it feels right for you. I also just recently launched a free school community. It's called YouTube Growth Lab. And so every week or every couple weeks, I'll be doing coffee sessions, live Q&As, basically where you can ask me questions about YouTube and help you get unstuck on your own YouTube journey. And it's also a nice, friendly space and environment to meet other creators also on the same journey as you. So you can check that out in the link below as well. Second thing I learned is that a lot of things on YouTube just straight up do not matter. When I first started my journey, I was so overwhelmed by how much information there was online about how to grow a YouTube channel, how to become a content creator. And honestly, there's just so much noise out there with every single person telling you different things, different strategies, telling you that you should post at this time or you should be posting this frequently on YouTube to maximize your growth. And as a new YouTuber, you feel like this immense pressure to just keep up with everything and make sure that you tick all the right boxes and that you do everything that all of these gurus are telling you. But after doing this for 2.5 years, posting weekly, consistently throughout that entire time, and also after investing money into learning how to become a better creator through courses and mentoring, I finally realized what actually matters on YouTube. And to be honest, it's only a few things that will really make a difference and will really move the needle in terms of YouTube growth. And honestly, this applies to a lot of things in life. Like, if you want to achieve success in a certain area of your life, often there are only just a few key things that you need to be able to optimize and get better at and focus on in order to achieve that result. So for example, when it comes to fitness, it's like you don't need to do anything fancy. All you have to do is just eat well, sleep well, move your body, and just do that consistently for a long enough period of time, and you will get the results that you want. You will get the physique that you want. You will become healthier. And with content, it's exactly the same. Like there's only a few things that really matter, and I'm just gonna like tell you what those things are right now. Number one is your packaging. This is the most important skill that you should master, and this was definitely the biggest needle mover for me. The moment that I started investing most of my time and energy into learning how to make good YouTube thumbnails and how to workshop good titles, that was really what helped me to grow my channel faster. Second thing I would say is to master consistency, because with YouTube, you need to be getting the reps in and for a long enough period of time in order to actually progress in the skill and actually become a good content creator. And so, especially at the very beginning of your journey, I would say that quantity matters more than quality, although obviously like ideally you want to optimize for both. It's just at the beginning, in order to get better, you just need to keep making videos and then make each one 1% better every time and sharpen your skills in like different areas. One thing that's personally helped me a ton in being consistent over these last 2.5 years is having my centralized Notion system in place. It's basically the brain behind my channel. That's where I organize all of my scripts. I do my content scheduling and title, thumbnail, hook, workshopping. It's literally where I do everything. That's where I run my entire channel and my business too. And if you did need help with that, you can steal my exact Notion system in the link in the description below completely for free. So hopefully that helps you to stay more organized and just centralize everything. So going back to my point of what is important to focus on with YouTube. So first thing I said was packaging. Second was on consistency. And then related to consistency, I would say that you just have to focus on getting 1% better with each and every video. So constantly upskilling yourself, learning how to do certain aspects of the content creation process better, whether that's, your editing or learning how to make better thumbnails, learning how to formulate better titles for your YouTube videos, or learning how to just be more comfortable speaking in front of camera and showcasing your personality and your genuine self, coming across as more natural. Like there's so many aspects of what it takes to make a good YouTube video, and it's very easy to get overwhelmed with that. But I would say the best thing you can do is just to focus on one small change with every video that you make. So let's say this week you're going to focus on learning this new editing transition or editing like this fancy animation or fancy effect. You know what I'm trying to say? So like you learn one new thing with editing, and then next week it could be the case where, okay, I'm going to upgrade my lighting. Let me have a look at tutorials of how to do that and start buying the equipment from Amazon. And then the following week, maybe you want to focus on your delivery in front of the camera and how to actually speak more confidently and articulate yourself better. So just pick one thing every single week, focus on that, and just do it for long enough and post consistently every single week. And after a while, 6 months or a year or however many years down the line, you'll realize how much you've actually grown since you started your channel. And this was definitely the case for me. When I look back at my older videos and look at my videos now, it's like complete 180, so different. Final thing I would say is to stop trying to be a guru and to just share your journey. This is probably the hardest thing that I had to unlearn. And to be fair, I only really realized this or learned this in the past month or so. So please don't waste 2.5 years like I did. You can just learn from my experience with me telling it to you straight right now. For the longest time, I felt like the only way to really gain credibility on YouTube is to show up as like this guru character, to formulate my titles in a specific way and just come across as someone who seems like she has all of the answers and you should listen to me because like I'm the expert here or whatever. But to be honest, that never really felt good to me and it didn't feel real or authentic. It was just something that I felt like I needed to do in order to succeed on YouTube, to be able to play the game of YouTube, grow my channel. But really it was quite uncomfortable for me. But with the direction that social media is headed nowadays, you no longer need to be this expert person with 10 different certifications in this sort of industry or have 10 years worth of experience or expertise in this niche. Like you don't need to be that person to be someone worth listening to on YouTube. You can just be someone who is still in the building phase, still working towards this desired transformation or outcome. You can just be the person who is just a few steps ahead of someone in your audience who wants to achieve the same thing. And this actually puts you in a way better position to teach them compared to the guru, because then it's like you still remember what it was like to be them, to be your audience member who is at the very start of their journey. You're very aware of like, what are the pitfalls here and what were the problems that you faced back then, and you still remember like, how did you overcome those obstacles? How did you solve those problems? You can still be someone who is building whilst sharing what you're learning along the way, and often that is just as valuable, if not sometimes even more valuable than the information that the guru can give the audience. So for example, you have this YouTuber who has been making YouTube videos for 10 years, let's say, and they've got 5 million subscribers. It's likely that they've forgotten what it was like to be in your shoes at the start of their YouTube journey, because that was so long ago for them. And they're probably not going to be the best person to help you navigate through those beginner challenges. Like maybe they might be better off teaching someone who is at 100K or 200K subs and only a few years in. So having someone who is not too far along ahead in your journey is often way more valuable and way more helpful than someone who is already at the very end. And actually, I posted a video recently on this exact topic called How Normal People Are Blowing Up on YouTube in 2026. And the video is basically about how you don't need to be this person with some insane skill or this crazy interesting life story to be someone worth listening to on YouTube and to actually build an engaged community on this platform. And I also have this chapter in the video where I talk about how you can still build credibility and build trust with your audience without being an expert and whilst you're still in the building phase. A lot of people in the comments said that part was especially helpful. So if that's something that you're kind of struggling with, then you can go and check that out and hopefully it helps you. So just to round off this point, no one likes a guru. No one likes to be lectured at. And so if you come on here and you have that energy, it's kind of off-putting. Whereas a lot of people are more open to receiving knowledge and information if they feel like they're just being spoken to like a friend. And that's what I try to channel in my content. Like I'm trying to imagine that I'm just speaking to one of you guys right now, or I'm speaking to a friend and I'm just like sharing how I feel and my thoughts and everything that I've learned. And that helps me to come across way more naturally in my speech. Unless you are an actual expert, like you're some Andrew Huberman of whatever niche you're in, then don't feel the need to show up as a guru. And in fact, it's probably better if you don't. You can still build trust and credibility whilst you're in the building phase. And there's still a ton of value to be had in sharing your journey in real time. If you're someone who wants to go full-time on YouTube one day and you're just curious about what that journey really looks like, I have a video that I posted recently where I shared my entire content creation journey, all the way from when I made my very first video whilst I was still working full-time in banking in Malaysia, all the way till now, how I used to make money back then versus how I make money now with the channel, how I make it financially sustainable. And I also share advice that I would tell my younger self just starting out on this journey to help her avoid all the pitfalls, all the mistakes, and to help her get to this point way faster and with a lot less overwhelm. So if you are interested in that, you can check out the video. I'll put the link on the screen right here. Okay guys, take care and see you in the next video.